smartphone apps, the engineering process. iPhones, and you use Android Studio for Android. You can also use Xcoding for Android. The kids command for like games and stuff. Step 2 is the sketchable.
Give you better, make it go down for more. So basically, the help chart is just an extra, like an extra box.
And then maybe you writing on it a little bit, just making marks, you know.
Sure.
That's wrong. It's bad. It's horrible. Because if that robot doesn't know how to move or doesn't know where it needs to be, then that robot is going to have several malfunctions and complications during that procedural surgery. And we want all that to be below 0.2 because as it's below.
Today I'll be talking about infant mortality among African Americans. So I chose this topic because African Americans have 2.2 times the infant mortality rate than non-Hispanic rates. And as you can see here, infant mortality rate for African Americans has always been higher than Caucasians. So here African Americans rate. And some causes or infant mortality it was really associated with poverty and
Next page. Next page. Next page.
So on Saturdays, I've been going to the Saturday Science Academy where we learned about cells and chromosomes. We looked through them through a microscope, and actually we got to do this experiment with soap where we tested bar soap, liquid soap, and foam soap. Our result was that bar soap was the most effective and liquid soap was the least effective in killing bacteria. We got to use pipettes, which are kind of like syringes but more advanced. We looked at different bacteria, we looked at their shape, their edges, and their elevation. We counted them when we was doing this experiment, and we found out that liquid soap had the most bacteria and bar soap had the least. Foam soap was, of course, in the middle, so it wasn't the worst and it wasn't the best. On the 8th, we were there for 8 weeks, and on the 8th week we graduated and we got our very own certificates. We also made our own microscopes that we got to take home.
How did you make the microscope?
We made the microscopes. It was kind of like out of paper, and
It worked actually,
yes.
That's awesome.
You could use your phone to make the image bigger.
Hello, my name is Tyler McKenzie. I'm in 8th grade. I go to Green Street Academy. This is my partner.
Hello, I'm Joshua Ty. I'm in 8th grade and I attend SBCS.
Today we'll be talking to you about robotic surgery in the field of medicine. The purpose of the study was to go deep into examine the field of medicine with robotic surgery and the discoveries and innovations. Robotic surgery has changed a whole new way of doing research. We found out just lately, science has just discovered a whole new way of doing research by programming robots to look for specific diseases to cure and treat. Me and my partner think this is a wonderful idea because you have stress levels over high that doctors are working with high stress levels that they could potentially kill that patient, kill whoever they're working on. And we think that if a robot can get the job done in less than 5 hours and a robot can't get stressed, that'd be a wonderful thing to do. Now you have people here who don't think that's a good idea because one, you have programmers that don't know what they're doing, and you have the robot has to know exactly how to cut the patient precise measures to either make that patient stay alive or help that patient live longer than what that patient was supposed to do. Now I will turn it to my partner, Joshua Terry, to do the discoveries and innovations.
Thank you, Tyler. As my partner said, I will be doing discoveries and innovation. Robotic surgery has improved over time, physically and financially. Researchers had developed a new way of doing robotic surgery. So a new way they did it was adding identification system. So identification system is used to find specific and different cures and different diseases inside the body. They also added a system key, so if the person makes a mistake behind the robot, then it will automatically autocorrect its way to help fix it and heal it. In the medical field, robotic surgery is the number one priority is to help the patient. So they did that by putting it in different locations to find different statistics about how robots and how if people would prefer to use robots or human surgery. Now, this data, I'll let my partner, Tyler McKenzie, to take over from here.
Alright, so this data shows a 9-year wingspan for the years 2004 and 2013, and it also shows the malfunctions each and every piece of a robot has. We wanted to focus on two main things, broken instruments and video images. The reason why we wanted to focus on broken instruments is because that's basically the part of a robot, like the arms and legs, the mainframe, which is the robot's brain. We wanted to focus on that is because if the programmer doesn't program the robot to move a certain way or how to do its procedure right, as it's doing its procedure, it's going to kill its patient because it doesn't know how to do it right. We wanted to focus on video images mainly because one, as you see throughout these 9 years, it's made a steady decrease. And I know you see on a lot of other graphs, decrease is a good thing. It's a bad thing. We want decrease in our graph is actually a wonderful thing because as it's decreasing, it shows the good quality robots have, how proficient and efficient the robot is when it's working on its patient. And we think it's a wonderful idea because as the years 2018 comes around or 2019 comes around, people are already used to technology. And the fact that robots is taking a big step up by having them work on a patient or working on several patients at one time, being as though it can get the job done in less than 5 hours when a human works in stress levels every single day, it can potentially kill his patient. So we think this is a wonderful idea. I'll now turn it back to my partner, Justin Trey, to do the conclusion.
In conclusion, robotic surgery could be a good or bad thing. It just depends on the patient. Robotic surgery is technology, and we gotta get used to technology because technology will be our future. Robotic surgery is the more predominant way of doing surgery. Robotic surgery may change all of humanity.